he is good with force fields.
Yeah, but we're going to be spawning on top of not Believe, but in fact it's going to be our yellow Terran player needs to win this game to get even closer to getting in the money here today. It is from one step ahead, Seryph.
While in the top left corner, our green Protoss representing Team Extreme Supremacy, this is Believe. With this being the losers bracket, both of these guys have already dropped a single series. So, as we step into this match point advantage that Believe has, it's not only match point, but it's also kind of series point, as one more game and Seryph is completely out of this tournament.
Indeed it is, and I feel like Believe is the kind of guy that he's gunning for that run back against Steadfast in Losers Finals. He wants to prove that was just a fluke and it won't happen again. So, Believe this game around, playing much safer, playing much more standard. He's got his gateway on the way, and Seryph is looking to stick with the 12-12 yet again.
Maybe he'll actually go for the Reaper. Again, if he does skip that Reaper, he just is able to get out that factory a little bit sooner. As long as he's got the minerals to support that, he will certainly have the gas. Now, if he does go for that Reaper, kind of the timer that he has is that Mothership Core. Sometimes it's the Stalker, but usually it is that Mothership Core, which is going to be shutting down that Reaper and stopping it from doing any real damage. In this case, the barracks just now finishes up. He's going to be mining that last bit of gas, and there's the Reaper.
Yep, and funny enough, the SCV scout for Seryph did actually want to check all the way around the immediate vicinity just to make sure there wasn't anything fishy going on. Right now, though, I believe definitely not going to be going for anything fishy, as we've got two gases already up. One only saturated, only two, and then one on the other. I guess he's not wanting to get off the minerals. He needs it right now so that way he can get up his gateway forces so he can get out Warp Gate right away as well.
Very true. The first Zealot going to be on the way, and this may be canceled. Actually, it does get canceled there so he can get that Nexus out. He's like, oh, you're not eBay blocking me? I guess I don't really need the Zealot just quite this moment. He may end up... Wait a second. Okay, the Reaper's... Wow, this Reaper is really checking for proxies. I mean, you said the SCV did earlier, but this Reaper really wants to make sure that there's nothing crazy going on.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame him. Believe he's the kind of guy. Yeah. We've seen a lot of proxy Stargates from him. We saw that crazy proxy single gate into proxy Stargate last game. So, Seryph, he's really scared at the moment. He is so nervous. He does not want something to just come up out of nowhere, even going all the way to the west side of the map to make sure that nothing is amiss.
He has now brought that Reaper a little bit more pointed towards his opponent, may be able to pop into that main base, again making use of that Reaper Cliff, as you referenced in a different series. But now that he's in, he's going to have a hard time actually escaping. I think that was a bit of a target on the actual Nexus. Nice SimCity from Believe. He's one of those players who does take care of his SimCity. He puts his buildings very deliberately in certain places. One more shot will not happen, at least not for the current moment, and the Reaper will survive to live at least a little bit longer, although he's very low on HP.
Yep. And right now it looks like, yep, there it is.
Wow.
Actually, the Stalker decided that, I cannot hit this Reaper, so I need to turn 45 degrees, and when you turn more than 25 degrees, I think it is, your unit actually stops to breathe a bit. So, Seryph, he's going to be able to get that Reaper healed right back up, and that's really good for him, is, again, being very scared, but having a very good reconnaissance unit out on the map, very useful for him.
He's going to head back in. He's going to get a look at the natural, and he's actually going to hop back into the main. I don't know if he'll actually get a scout off, but yes, he does see pretty much everything. He confirms, hey, that's a robotics facility. Now, he doesn't necessarily see, I guess, absolutely everything. He doesn't actually see the robotics bay on the way, and the fact that it's going to be Colossi and not into, like, faster blink or anything like that.
Yeah. But this is a huge boon for him, as he's seeing, Believe, he's gone back to the very traditional greedy style that we normally see from him. Seryph, he's going to take his 11 Marines, and he's going to throw them across the map right now. And he's going to see how much he can do. I think he's trying to aim for a scan here on this OBS,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's quite the right choice. You have enough Marines to just go and kill off Believe, really, as 3 Stalkers and a Mothership Core isn't going to do that much.
If these Marines get some nice angles of engagement, they're pulling back across the map. I mean, Stim is not that far away from finishing up, but he decides he's going to pull completely back. He's going to go ahead and wait probably for Marauders, potentially for Medevacs, as well as we have the Stargates going to be on the way.
Mm-hmm.
So he's potentially, just going to be looking to go for a bit of a later attack timing.
Oh, scan goes down, misses the Observer, just barely. And that's a waste of a mule, and that's not good for him. He's actually behind in the work count right now. He needs every mule he can get to keep in par with the mineral income. And right now, Believe he's starting to get into that scary Protoss production loop where, he's got upgrades on the way. Blink +1 armor. His Warp Gate is almost done as well. It was actually a bit delayed, but again, going to be finishing up now. He's got the robotics facility already ready. He's going to have a Colossus very soon. If Believe can hold off this Bioforce, he'll be in an amazing position afterwards.
He's only got those 4 Stalkers, and in the upgrade tab, there's no range on this Colossi, which means he can be targeted down by the Marauders. They stim forward. They're trying to go for that Colossi. They want blood. The Marines stepping forward, but they're sacrificing absolutely everything. Believe keeps the Colossi alive, body blocking with the probes quite nicely, and that entire force gets crushed.
Yep, and that photon overcharge playing a huge part in that as well, just adding that little bit of DPS he needed for the probes to be able to kill off everything. And now, being super confident, I got rid of the main Bioforce, I'm going to go expand towards the 3rd base. Seryph is going to be as well, but again, he's behind in the income. He needs every little advantage he can get. His 3rd base will be a little bit quicker than Believes, so that is going to be helpful.
Mule's definitely playing a nice factor, and once he finishes up that 3rd CC, morphs it into an orbital, he's gonna be in an alright position. Throwing away that many Marine Marauder for basically no avail, because again, he dived on that Colossi, got body blocked by the probes, wasn't attacking for a fair majority of the time, whereas units were actually in range of other units taking damage. He just kind of lost out on those opportunities. Check out that one single Marine chilling in the middle of the map, but he's starting to crank up that production, adding on those crucial 2 additional racks, and that's going to be bringing him up to the 5 racks after the 3rd CC. So he's going to be, again, prioritizing that little bit of economy, trying to catch up against Believe.
Yep, and he's also going to be getting 2 starports, both reactored, so it looks like we're going to be having either quadruple medevac production or quadruple Vikings, and I'm thinking it'll actually be double medevac, double Viking, as with, again, the high number of Colossi that Believe likes to produce, you need as many Vikings as possible just to get rid of them, as there's not usually a huge... Yo, SCVs, go away, what are you doing?
That was quite an interesting transfer path, as I guess they were clicked onto the CC, which has been pulled away, and so they were trying to find the best route to get to that orbital. But in this case, Stalker's going to be spotted in the middle of the map. He's like, all right, you're heading back home. That's good for me. Seryph is going to be looking to retake his 3rd. Now, the quad Viking is on the way. As you mentioned, it's very important. With a guy like Believe, who's going to be focusing on those Colossi, you're going to be looking to somewhere be in the neighborhood of 4 Vikings per Colossi.
Yeah. And right now it looks like he's actually just going to be 4 Vikings at a time, and very small Bioforce though. Sure, he's not going to have too much of a buffer, but we've reached the 12-minute mark and past it. By this point, Protosses, they have a good number of warp gates. They're just warping in Stalkers as they can every single round. Seryph right now, he's 30 supply behind, and that's all in the army.
30 supply behind, but also that 1-point advantage to Believe. So Seryph needs to make every engagement count. He cannot let this deficit that he's at, I mean, both in supply and in the points overall of the series, seal the deal, because it's all or nothing. Believe, like you were talking about, he wants that rematch with Steadfast in the next round of this tournament, and he may very well get it. He's playing it safe, he's not overcommitting, he's not doing anything silly, and he's keeping up on those upgrades. Like you mentioned, he's up 1-1 over his opponent.
Indeed, he is, and he's looking to get up 1-2 over his opponent as well. And right now we've got some forward pylons going down, trying to sandwich in with some zealots from the side, and actually not going to be able to take that engagement as Seryph just pulls back too quickly. Fighting in this general vicinity would be so good, as you can come in from the west and from the northwest and just sandwich the Terran army. Compared to here, where the Vikings... Oh, good blink forward. Gonna try keep the Vikings at bay.
This dance is so important. If the Vikings can get a good angle on the Colossi, then the Terran Bio can crush through the Stalkers. But in this case, those Vikings are wasting so much time and just shots on that hallucinated Colossi, taking a lot of damage from the Stalkers. There's this scan revealing, oh, that's 5 real Colossi I have to deal with, and this is not like the earlier engagement where the Colossi didn't have range. In this case, they're all ranged up, although one Colossi is just kind of sitting in the back. Stalkers step forward, they get a nice kill on at least one Viking, thinning those numbers out even more.
Yep, and right now this Bio is trying to poke at the Stalkers while the Stalkers are trying to dance at those Vikings. The Zealots, they're just trying to find any kind of target, trying to keep those Colossi safe. The one hallucinated Colossi will get actually targeted. The Stalkers are going to be able to get a lot of these Vikings. The Zealots moving forward. The Bio is not getting healed fast enough. The Stims are not going to be enough. All of the Vikings are going to go down. There are still 3 Colossi remaining, plus the one that's still in the back for some reason. And believe he is looking to starting to pull ahead in these engagements.
22 Zealots currently on the field to tank and body block for those Stalkers, of course, forcing the Terran player to stim and stutter step back and back while not actually engaging the more important units. Their SCVs have been pulled off the line, but they're doing absolutely nothing. They're not body blocking, they're not doing anything, and the Colossi dealing untold amounts of damage. Vikings trying to get a good angle, but they can't. GG, good luck, and Believe takes it 2-0.
Yep, and now Believe he's going to be moving on into the losers finals of our TorCraft Cup Online Stage 4, meaning he is going to face off against Steadfast again. And you know what? Believe he's trying to prove that, oh, I am #1 in Toronto when Moss is not in town, or when Huck's not in town, to say the least. And Steadfast, again, he's been playing phenomenally today. Like, I don't think it's like he got fluke wins on Believe. He's just been playing very well.
It was a little bit coin flippy, but it's also one of those cases of he knew what the situation was going in. He was like, all right, game 3, we're going to be we're going to be coming down to this final map. It's Inferno Pools. There is an opportunity, because it's for spawn, that my opponent goes for something really greedy. Believe went for it. Very nice calculated risk by Steadfast, and we may be seeing more of that. Now, Believe is showing he's still got that power. Yeah, was his macro slipping a bit? He wasn't quite spending all of the resources that he had, but he's still a very strong Protoss player to contend with.
Indeed, he is, and we'll have to see how he fares in the second match against Steadfast in Losers Finals. But first, we're going to be going to a quick break, so that way we can get our vetoes done, get the lobbies set up. So we'll be back shortly. Be sure to stay tuned.